Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, and get a $25 deposit bonus. The SGP guys are going live and ripping packs next Monday night. They'll be breaking down a case of Panini Prisms with DAPVZ, and you can get your code at 10%. You can get your code with 10% off. Promo code SGPN. Go to sportsgambling.podcast.com/break to get in on the action. All right, Dom is here. Dom is back. We are here to talk about the Memorial. One of my favorite weeks of the season. A great golf course, a great golf tournament. Dom, talk to me a little bit about the golf course. Thank you for joining me. Ready to talk some G.
Yeah, another course. I feel like we've had a lot of courses over the last couple of weeks that are like difficult courses that we're extremely familiar with. So obviously one of the toughest courses on the schedule again. I think last year it was top 5. Yeah, fourth most difficult course last year. So Scotty won it by a few strokes, but I mean, even par was T12. So if that says anything, it's like it's kind of been the way it's played always. So looking at bogey avoidance, but really just looking for a golfer who can do a little bit of everything. You got to have everything coming into this event. So kind of the way I'm looking at it, pretty open model, just kind of mixing in everything.
Yeah, this is a week for me where I really factor in like sternly the green across the board, the ball striking. Every week that makes sense. But like this is a week alongside with Bay Hill where you just play trendy ball strikers who are just coming in the hardest and the bestest of form. And speaking to Scotty, like this is a golf course built for his style of play, built for his game. I remember 2 years ago, he didn't win. He gained like 20 something strokes ball striking, just set records, hit the ball better than anyone can ever possibly ever hit a golf ball. And he ended up losing, didn't win because he could not make a single putt. But yeah, this is a very fun golf tournament, a golf course where the best ball strikers get rewarded. So let's talk about those guys. We'll talk top of the board. What are you doing with Scotty Scheffler this week?
I think for the first time, I'm fine fading him.
You're fine fading him. You are going against him. Okay.
I'm going against him. I think the field right behind him is strong enough, and this is a place that plays so difficult that I'm fine not getting there with Scotty. Obviously, everyone knows our take on that, but last week he faded away a little bit and then had a great Saturday where it was like, holy shit, is he about to win this thing? And then obviously was not that he wasn't in it on Sunday, but he never really made that big of a push. The gap kind of got separated. Yeah. So the form is there, obviously, but I don't even think I'm going to do the without Scotty market.
Yeah, the more I thought about this week, I think I'm okay with going in the normal market this week. I think I've been in the without Scotty market a ton of times this year, and I've done fine with it, but I think I'm going to take him on this week. If I lose to Scotty Scheffler going back to back, I don't think I'd be too upset. I think I could live with it. And that's more like I really factor in that a lot. Like, how mad am I if I don't win? Because you're gonna win like 7 times a year. You're gonna lose 99% of the time. But did I do something stupid, or did I make a decision that I could have made? Like, it always hurts to not be on a guy when you were so close to betting him. But I think I'm okay if Scotty goes along and wins this week. So I think I'm with you. I'm going to take him on. So let's talk about these next contenders in this range. Colin, JT, Xander. We'll throw in PC and Ludwig there. One or two of those guys, I know that you could possibly get 2 of those guys if you really wanted to. Who do you like in this range?
It's so easy.
There's a case for all of them.
There is. I was going to say it's so easy to just say Colin. Like, I feel like that's the easy way out.
Happy you said
that. The form that we saw earlier is definitely not what we've seen over the last month or so. I mean, he's just hasn't been the same player, and his odds aren't really changing. Like, he's still priced like he's been rattling off top 10 after top 10, and that's just not the case. When it comes to JT, he probably rates out the best of all these guys. It's between him and Xander for me. JT's form was obviously ridiculous before the miscut at the PGA, but at the same time, I'm not weighing in the miscut at the PGA all that much, but I think it's got to be Xander here.
Okay, I think I'm happy you said like Colin might be the easy way out because I'm on the fence about Colin right now, and I think I have to agree with you. And I'm just looking for something to. I wanted to talk to you about this honestly because I don't want to make my decision before the pod. Like, yeah, the course history makes so much sense, but like he's coming in with some subpar ball striking, not gaining on approach. And why would I want Colin Morikawa who's not gaining on approach? I would be so upset if I bet a 16 or 18 to 1 Colin,
Right.
well, who's not all the way there, and then like, oh, he's +1 through 9. And not that that would kill you, but I know I would be so mad. And so I think I'm with you on JT. Like he's going weirdly under the radar. He doesn't have the greatest course history, and he's not putt the best here, but for the first time in his career, he's gained strokes putting in 6 straight events. He's
Yeah.
never, ever, ever done that before. So he's rolling the rock, and we know what the ball striking has been the last, almost 12 months now, like 8 to 10 months. I think he's not being talked about enough because going into the PGA Championship, it was like JT, Bryson, or Rory. Like it was who's going to win, and then he didn't play great. I think I'm down for a little flop lag on JT.
Yeah, like I said, it's JT and Xander for me. And just looking at Xander, I feel like he's going under the radar. He has very good course history, not like
Yep.
the top end upside course history that you're looking for. But Xander has slowly put together a few consistent weeks in a row. There was a lot of questions right when he returned, but I think he's answered a lot of them and showed that he's back. The further we get into the late spring, early summer, the more that I'm probably going to be convinced, and the more that this number is probably going to disappear. So can get an 18 to 1 on an each way. I wish it was a little bit longer, but if I had to start my card, it'd be between Xander and JT, and I would probably have to lean Xander.
Yeah, I don't think I'm all the way there yet on Xander. I think I'm still monitoring the situation, waiting. Great driving week, which I'm happy to see. I'm not sure if that was a product of him being back or if him having the great driving course history at Coral Hollow. Probably a little bit of both. Like he's comfortable around there. I want to wait and see what he does here. My potential maybe first buy spot could be Oakmont. I'm gonna wait a little bit on Xander. So you're on Xander. I think I'm on JT, but you also like JT. Let's talk. I mean, we mentioned Pat and Ludwig. Just quickly, if you had to pick one of them, who would you take?
Oh God, it'd be Pat. Just based off of what we've seen as of late, I'm not thrilled with the way Ludwig's playing. And when you get a more difficult golf course, I think I'd rather have Pat. Not in terms to win. I feel more comfortable with Cantley's floor.
Yeah, I think I'm actually on Ludwig here. I think he's not hitting his irons well, but he also won at Torrey Pines off of his career worst iron week. So he can bounce back. He's had a week and a half to prepare after the miscut at Quail Hollow. I don't think the iron play can get worse. And you think of a Ludwig course, I think this is a perfect one. Like this is when he's striping it. This is he's going to reward T5 in his only start. So I think I'm with you on Ludwig. I don't even think we mentioned 25 to 1 Tommy Fleetwood. It's just he'll finish T8 easily. What's your thoughts on him?
So
there's the numbers bad.
There's a 28 floating. So here's where I'm going to lead into this next range.
Okay.
I'm tempted by Corey Connors.
I've heard the name. He makes sense. He's going to hit every fairway. He's going to hit every green.
Here's my
lock.
thing.
T20 lock. T20 lock.
Here's my thing. 30 to 1 Corey Connors. It's fair. Like I don't want to. It's easy to overlook like what Corey Connors has been able to do this season. Like across the board, he's just statistically playing great golf. His results are there. Doesn't win all that much, but at the same time, I would rather have a 28 to 1 Tommy Fleetwood than a 30 to 1 Corey Connors. If it does play that difficult, obviously you want Tommy at more difficult golf courses where the winning score is in the single digits. T20 last year, nothing to write home about, but the bogey avoidance, the way Tommy's able to play around the green, accurate off the tee. I mean, he backed his way into a T4 again last week, and it was like your
I I
classic
had
Tommy week.
I had him last week. I bet Tommy Fleetwood last week, and he got to the turn. He chipped in on 9, and then was I think 2 or 3 back after BG started to reel. And he gets to the par 5 11th. He probably looks at a leaderboard, sees he's runner up or sees he's in third place. He bogeys the par 5. He bogeys the par 5. He cannot do it. He cannot. He does not have the guts. Top 10, sure. Top 5, sure. Without market, maybe. I can't do it again. It just I didn't even like you have 20 to 1 golfer, 25 to 1 golfer. I should have hope on the back nine when he's going against 80 to 1 golfers. I had zero hope, and that was not a good feeling. So I think I gotta be out.
I will say my last future that I have, and we'll get there in a few months, but the last future that I have
The Open
withstanding is Tommy to win the Open.
at what? 40 to 1?
40.
Okay. I knew it was 40. All right.
And
I don't
I
yeah, I
think
mean
it was
he's
right before Christmas. I just saw where it was being played at. Yeah, he's had a great track record there. Obviously, if he's ever going to win a major, it's the Open,
yeah, fair. I
I
think that's
think.
fair.
So
Or US Open.
happy with the 40. I remember depositing the money and being fine with it. The numbers came down because Tommy's playing like he does every single year. So I knew that 40 was value, but so are you telling me don't bet Tommy at 28? I haven't done it yet.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Not betting a 28 to 1 Tommy Fleetwood has been a pretty good decision in our lifetimes. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, I guess I'll say don't do that. But well, I guess we'll see what you end up doing come the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
All right, 30s and belong. You mentioned Corey Connors, Victor, Shane, Daniel Berger, Jordan, Decky, Siwoo. Anyone from 30 to 45 that you're seeing?
I like Shane quite a bit at 40 to 1.
I think I can get into Shane too.
Good
Pause.
number on. I mean, as long as we've been doing shows, I've been taking Shane Lowry at difficult courses, and it really hasn't done me wrong too many times. So, I mean, he's made 4 straight cuts, a couple top 20s in there. He missed the cut at the PGA Championship, but if you look at it across the board, like the around the
Yeah, it was.
green and putting was off, which with Lowry, it's not the biggest concern in the world for me that he won't be able to bounce back there. You look at his long-term putting it around the green, it's like he's been fine. So, like I said, made his last 4 cuts here, T6 in 2021, T16 in 2023, couple outside the top 30 after that, but all around just a guy who is going to hang in there. And I think we're getting a pretty good number on him, especially
Honestly,
considering a few of the guys above him.
I see a fairly similar profile with Shane Lowry to Colin Morikawa, except for
Yeah.
the course history, really. But like the ball striking, the type of golfer that we're getting, and double the number, I think that I made my decision. I think I'm gonna go with Shane here too, because I was thinking about him. I definitely like it. And then anyone else in this range, Victor's a little popular, but I think it's just a little bit too popular for me. It makes
Yes.
sense. The ball striking's there, but I'm getting bad vibes from the Victor camp right now. Jordan Spieth's number is insane. Daniel Berger's number is insane, but Daniel Berger's ball striking is also absurd.
Right.
He needs to be on Bermuda grass. He will finish top 20 at this week, but I'm really not loving anyone. I don't mind Sepp, but like, is Sepp going to win 3 elevated events or three in what 5 months? I don't know. I'll probably say no. And then, yeah, that's it. I have a guy in here that I like for like a positional bet, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So anyone else here? Do you want to go 50 and below?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, but Daniel Berger rates out really well for me. He's played decent here. He had a T5 in 2022. All around just playing out of this world, but at the same time, is he going to win at 40 to 1?
No.
I'm willing to miss out on that.
And this is not the surfaces you want Daniel Berger at. Let's go 50. Before we get to the 50s, 2 quick ad reads, and then we'll finish it out for the ad reads. Edge Boost, first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, and no minimums earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and they will match that deposit. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. Underdog Pick'em. Underdog is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up with code GOLF SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus bets. All right, 50s, 60s, and 50, 60, 70s, and then we'll go to the triple digits. So, a few guys I potentially like in this range. There's really not many, to be honest. Like I like the
No.
top of the board, but Taylor Pendrith 75-1 and Wyndham Clark 80-1. They provide a very similar style of golf with a very similar ceiling. I think they both have winning upside, and like it's either win or last place for those guys. But I like what they can do on this golf course. It's not the best course history, but I think I like those two there.
Yeah, it's like you said, same exact profile, and we're getting pretty good numbers on guys who heading into the year were two of the top 50 golfers on the
Yeah,
tour, like both in all the elevated events, both in all the majors. So, yeah, it's just like we've kind of been saying all year. You take some value when you get down this far, and just roll the dice. So,
yeah,
uh, one guy that caught my eye down here, Harris English, 66-1 on the each way. Number one in ball striking at the PGA Championship. Rates out extremely
really
well
well.
for me across the board. His off the tee has been surprisingly very good. Gained 2+ strokes in 3 straight events, which isn't really Harris English's profile, but good to see that kind of form heading into this week. So I think 66-1 on Harris English with a top 6 each way is a pretty good value.
Like truthfully, this is a week where I don't see like many long shots having a chance. I really don't. Like I
No,
think a big dog is gonna win. So anyone else before we get to the 100s? And even with the 100s, when we get there, like I don't even know how much I like these guys in terms of outright. We'll touch on them, but anyone else before we get to the 100s?
no,
All right,
I don't. No, I don't have anyone.
yeah. All right, let's jump down. A name that I like 100 and below, and like I don't think I like him for an outright, but for what it's worth, Austin Eckroat is 150-1, and this isn't necessarily an Austin Eckroat golf course, but he's showing some really good signs with the ball striking, with the off the tee play specifically. Like I saw him at Quail Hollow really hit the driver well. Also in Philly, hit the driver well, and he really hasn't been doing that all season long. But it's kind of coming into fruition. I think he can hit fairways, and then from there, top 20, top 10, maybe in those markets, I think Austin Eckroat can play. But we're technically still in the outright portion of the show. So if I had to pick one, I guess it's Austin Eckroat. But I don't really support that.
Yeah, there's like you said, there's not going to be too many guys who are going to compete
No,
from down here.
not Brant Snedeker. You're out on Snedeker.
I'm out on Snedeker.
Oh, tough to hear.
Maybe a top 40. I mean, the driving accuracy we all know is there, so maybe he'll be able to hang in there. But the only guy I would consider, and it would be from an each way perspective, is the 78th ranked golfer in the world, Ryan Fox.
Oh, Ryan Fox. Yeah, this makes
150 to
sense for
1.
Fox.
150 to 1. And I'm not going to spoil the positional that I have, but he's going to be my main positional. But one of the most forgotten wins of all time, like at Myrtle a couple weeks ago.
People talk about that as the most forgotten
Pretty
win of all
good
time.
showing at the PGA Championship. Like realistically, he finished T28, gained strokes across the board, lost slightly with the putter, which not a huge deal. But I think getting Fox at 150 with a top 6 each way is about as well. It's definitely as far as I'm going to go, but as far as I'm comfortably willing to go.
If Jaeger can commit to hitting a 3-wood off
Yes,
of
he's my
every
other one.
tee, if he could commit to hitting a 3-wood off of every tee this week, I would be in. But he's going to drive it too far off the planet. Like, he doesn't know when to dial it back. And it's tough. Like, that works some weeks, obviously, but that's not going to work here. Like, he does it. He gets away with it at Torrey Pines a little bit because he hits it so far and he just can hack it out of the rough. But there's some water. There's houses. He's going to be behind in pools this week if he does that, like he was
Yeah.
in Hawaii. So, but 120-1 high ceiling. If he happens to have a good driving week, I would be down for Jaeger. So I don't think that's a bad call either.
Before we get further, let me ask you this. Who's the biggest disappointment of these 3 guys?
Of the year,
Thigala, Davis Thompson, and Akshay.
it's 1,000% Thigala. I don't even think it's a question. Do you think it's someone else?
No, I think it's Theala as well because I think he was like I do a season long rankings every year, and he was pretty far ahead of all those
Yeah.
guys. Like I think he put himself in a tier that he deserved to be, but he's like,
I mean, in January, he was probably in the minds of everyone on the Ryder Cup team. Like people thought
yeah,
he would probably be on the team. And at this point, outside looking, I mean, obviously outside looking in, but I don't really see a world where unless he wins a big one. But and we know how volatile he is. And honestly, if he did win a big one, I don't know how much I even want him on the team because he can easily play like shit for 1 week. I need to
yeah.
see like a month of consistency for Akshay. I mean, for Saha, if I really want to consider it. But
Where do
I think
you?
at that point,
Another quiz question. Sorry to put you on the spot.
no, no,
I would
I
have got
love
this wrong. The back end of last year. Where do you think his official world golf ranking topped out at?
Sahith.
Yeah,
Was it like 9 or 10?
11,
11? 11. Okay, I knew it was close to that 10 range.
and he
What
is
is he
still
now?
35th somehow.
35th. How did he drop down? Honestly, I'm surprised he dropped down that much because I feel like those rankings don't change that much. 35th
No,
is
but we're
crazy.
already almost we're through 5 months of really bad golf, so
Where's Nick
you would have
Dunlap in the world
almost
of golf
thought
rankings? You have
would
him
have
up right
almost
now?
thought further, I guess. But he's making cuts and getting some points, so I guess it makes a little bit of sense. But
Do you have the rankings up right now?
from this year,
No, the official world golf rankings, the
oh
current
yeah,
ones.
I
Because
do.
where is Nick Dunlap? I'm just wondering. Like
Oh
75th?
god. He also came into the year and very good. He's a 58th.
50. Nick, I
Topped
can
out at
promise you,
30.
he is not the 58th best golfer in the world. I can assure you guys listening of that. And we know why. How are the TikToks going? Do we have a TikTok update from whatever her name is?
Erica.
Erica Baker? Do we have a
I
TikTok
don't
update?
think maybe he's got to do some dancing videos with her because whatever he's doing is not working. It worked for
No,
Carl.
it worked for Carl, clearly. All right. Because he can't hit a driver. He's not doing dancing videos with Erica. Nick Dunlap, if you're listening, text your girlfriend right now and take some dancing TikToks because that's what you need to succeed.
Don't go to the range.
Don't go to the range. We know what you need to do. Actually, if you go to the range, only practice driving. Do not practice anything else. Only driving. That is it.
And then before we get out of this bottom, I want to start doing this every week. I want to
Okay.
both pick a guy who we think is going to finish dead last.
Ooh, and see who comes closer. But I don't think we can choose like the last. Actually, I think we could choose whoever. We can choose whoever we want.
You can choose whoever.
All right.
I just have a hard time not picking Dunlap.
I got one.
Let's do it.
I'll go Jacob Bridgman.
Really?
Yeah. And who you got Dunlap?
I want to, but it seems too easy. I'm gonna go with I'll go with Pavon.
Oh, I kind of like Pavone this week. I'm not gonna lie. Like Pavone, top 40 market for me. All right. Pavone versus Jacob Bridgman in the DFL market. Definitely keep an eye on that. Let's round it back. Let's round it back to the top. We'll do short field. So we'll do 2 outrights, 2
Yep.
positionals, and a matchup. Talk to me about your first outright.
First outright, I think I'm just going to start it at Shane Lowry, 40-1. Like I said, a guy who historically has avoided bogey and played pretty well on difficult courses over the years. So I think when you consider some of the guys that are above Shane Lowry, 40-1 is a pretty good number.
All right. I'm going to have to agree with you on Shane Lowry, and I don't want to be lame, and I don't want to be a bad podcaster. But my pick will also be Shane Lowry. I think he's this very similar profile to Colin Morikawa, and you're getting double the number. And Shane Lowry has been objectively better at golf this year than Colin Morikawa in terms of getting into the mix. So my second pick, I'll go with Ludwig. I like the driving ceiling Ludwig's going to bring. I like that he's going under the radar. I like that everyone's counting him out after the poor performance at Quail. And he's not going to hit his irons worse. They're going to come back. And like I said, he won off of the worst iron week of his career. It was a withdrawal, but it was still the worst iron week of his career, or statistical iron showing. So we're both on Shane. I'm on Ludwig too. Who was your second outright?
My second one, I'm going to stay with Harris English at 66-1. I'm going to tie in the top 6 each way. Ball striking's been there. Off the tee game's been there. Just rating out across the board extremely well for me. So I think 66-1 for Harris English is a pretty good price.
I like it. I like it. All right, I'll start us in the positional market. I'm gonna go with Ryan Gerard, top 20 plus 220. A guy that has been really coming on scene now. A long course specialist. We like him on long courses. He's best on Bermuda grass, but I think he can ball strike his way into a top 20 this week. Who was your first position?
All right, my first one, I'm going to go with Sung JM, top 30 at even money.
I really like that.
Another guy who historically plays difficult course as well. Hasn't been the case as of late, but heading into the PGA Championship, he was actually in pretty decent form. We know he can do pretty well with his short game. Should be able to keep him alive. So even money, Sung JM for a top 30.
All right, I will go with a unique positional. End of the first round, top 10 on DraftKings. Colin Morikawa plus 240, a guy that's notoriously gotten off to fast starts at this golf course and should be hungry. I think I'm out on Colin Morikawa in the grand scheme of things, but I think he can put together a hot round and cash you a little bit after that Thursday round.
All right, my last one's going to be Ryan Fox for a top 30 at plus 210. Like I said, had a win a couple weeks ago. No one really remembers it. Across the board, played really well at the PGA Championship. So I'm going to stick with Ryan Fox for a top 30.
All right, I will go with Austin Eckroat plus 130 over Denny McCarthy. I think Austin Eckroat is going to have a better ball striking week. I'm out on Denny's any form of course history. I think it's a short game. It was a short game week for Denny, and I'm down for I'm going to buy that Austin Eckroat ball striking. I saw some good things on from the last few weeks.
I'll stick with my Sung JM, even money over Aaron Rye. Nothing against Rye. He actually rates out pretty well for me, but getting a matchup at even money, and I value them similarly. One funny matchup I just saw. Did you see the Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas line?
I'm going to guess Scotty minus 195.
Minus 450.
What?
JT plus 320. I just noticed it because I was scrolling, and I've never seen a matchup that's that far spread apart. I mean, usually you're lucky to get plus 120.
Wow. Holy shit. What book is that on?
DraftKings.
Dude, what the?
It's the second to last matchup.
Tournament matchups. Scheffler.
Unless.
Yo, what? Yeah, 320. I'm seeing it. Wow. Could be a generational wealth opportunity. Could be a stupid bet. It's one of the two.
Probably.
I mean, 3.5 to 1 for one golfer to beat another golfer.
Yeah.
JT's beaten Scotty this year.
Yeah.
Which last year he didn't beat Scotty.
Probably more than once, right?
Yeah. He's beaten him at Harbor Town, obviously. He's beaten him at the True. I hope Scotty didn't play the Truist. He beaten him at Capel. God, he didn't play Capelou either. Maybe it was only once. Let's see. This is definitely interesting.
Was Scotty at?
Okay, so we've confirmed one win of JT over. He wasn't
Phoenix.
there. Phoenix. He beat him at Phoenix. He beat him at Torrey Pines, I believe. Where did Scotty finish Torrey Pines?
Where is it?
The Genesis.
T3. Sorry.
Okay, he didn't beat him there. So he beat him twice, I guess. Yeah, he beat him twice.
And with Scotty wasn't at.
No. So he's got 2 wins over Scotty. It's still 3.5 to 1.
Yeah,
maybe a fun bet. We'll
That's crazy. I've never seen. I've literally never seen a matchup offered like that because it's not like they're offering 30 matchups. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that is nuts. So, nonetheless, Dom, thank you for joining me. Those are the bets. Those are what we got going on for the Memorial. We've got Canada next week. Probably a similar time to this week. We will see. But Dom, thank you for joining me, and we'll catch you guys very soon. Peace out.